All right, what's good? And I'm your host, Jay Hicks. Welcome to another episode of Being a Man, where we talk about all things. All right, what we go through life, topics dealing with what is from grief to trauma to love, relationships, marriage, children, fatherhood, motherhood, anything you could think of, we discuss it here. And specifically for today's episode, I have with me my guest Champ. Champ, how you doing today?
What's up? I'm not a guest anymore. I'm a regular.
Yeah, you realize you're right. Facts. All right, so it is actually crazy that the episode and the topic for today that we're discussing is happening right after Valentine's Day. I'm letting you all know right now, it has nothing to do with Valentine's Day. All right. It was just something that came up in my head a week or two, really about a month ago, but just been busy doing different things. But specifically is the phrase I love you. And I want to break down my input and my outlook on it and how I came up with this topic and wanted to talk about it. But specifically, I'm gonna let Champ start just to see like where this phrase guides and takes his mind to. So, Champ, when you hear the phrase "I love you," what comes to your mind?
I love you to me has a multitude of reasonings. If it's not I love you from my spouse or I love you to my spouse, is love you to my kids, love you to my boys, love you to my friends, uh love you to the people I've been through traumatic situations with. Um I love you is it has many different levels of meaning. Like being able to say I love you to friends that I know that I never see again, or being able to say I love you to my spouse, being able to say I love you to my kids, they, like being able to say I love you to my parents, everything like that. Like my dad waking up every day saying I love you. My mom saying I
Mm-hmm.
love you. My mom sending random messages in the middle of the night when I'm sleep here 7, 8 hours ahead saying, "Hey, I love you. I ain't talked to you all week, but I love you." Um, being able to talk to like my kids, my spouse, all these different things, or even talk to my friends that have ultimately um decided to, you know, I don't want to really speak on that, but they make permanent solutions to short time situations. And
Mm-hmm.
being able to say I love you to them, knowing that hey, they know that they were loved. It also hurts that even though that they were loved, that love could not heal them. So love has a multitude of expressions and meanings, and you never know what those three little words can do for somebody, or you just saying to a random person in the streets, "Hey, I love you," or how us as black people, "Hey, love, dog." We see another
Mm-hmm.
random black person, we may not know him, or we may see somebody not even black, and we be like, "Hey, love," and they be like, "Huh?" But they be taken off guard, but they'll be like, "Hey, okay, brighten up my day." Somebody's in a good mood. Let me be in a good mood. You know what I mean? But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that what love means to me.
Gotcha. So when I came up with and wanted to discuss the phrase "I love you," it was specifically a situation involving with one of my students or one of my players. And
Hmm.
basically, it made me think about all of my experiences, but experiences with a child per se. So I've had a situation to where I've witnessed a child be disrespectful to their own parent.
Hmm.
And me, someone who's not in their household, saying something to them. And like I always tell all my students, all my players, even if I'm new to a school, like, hey, I love you. Know that no matter what you're going through, how you may feel, we may bump heads, but I love you. And for those students or kids to give me that utmost respect, it makes me think about what they are experiencing at home. And that goes to say, even with adults, we deal with a whole lot of adults that are always dealing with childhood trauma, things that started as a child. And the main thing probably stems from they never
Hmm.
been told, I love you, or been shown what it means to be loved. And so that there was the main gist of hearing I love you. Like a lot of times we don't know what person is going through, or we
Hmm.
need to hear I love you. And that could boom change our whole day, boom, change our whole situation. Like just that moment, what we need, a little drive. As you said, a lot of times, unfortunately, some that love doesn't save all people, but it could save most and certain outcomes. And even from that, it was like a domino effect of whether it was an article I seen or whether it was something I saw on TV or just a conversation with someone. That phrase "I love you" kept popping up. Like that could have been a solution or that could have been a changing factor. And as an adult, like I said, like it goes back to childhood and even my experiences with people. We go through this phase in life where saying I love you is like it's like acting. Like it's supposed to be said. Like if I have you as
Hmm.
a spouse or I'm dating you, I'm supposed to say I love you. Like there's no other way.
It becomes
But
insignificant.
yes, but also we have to understand who says I love you and who's receiving it. Yeah, they're two different people, but it's you want it to be a universal understanding of being genuine with that I love you. Like I know you saying, "Hey, bro, I love you. Have a great day." I know you as a person. I know you as my brother. You really mean that. I've
True.
experienced love growing up from my family, and I know what genuine love is. I know what unconditional love is. Too many people do not understand what they is because either one, they haven't experienced it,
Hmm.
or two, they haven't given it. And it's actually quite sad because, man, first and foremost, I've seen firsthand a person who was not able to accept and receive unconditional love, let
Hmm.
alone give it. So, how can you
Yep.
expect somebody to give something that they have never gotten? Or
Hmm.
how can you expect someone to pretty much the same thing, like, so receive or reciprocate the same thing? Or whatever? Because too many times in society, I love you can be deemed I love you for what you can do for me. Until you cannot do that for me anymore, that changes. But
Seen as a weak spot.
yeah, but that's not how it's supposed to work. But then my mind got the carry on from that. It's normal for a man to say I love you to a woman. It's normal for a woman to say I love you to a man. It's even normal for a woman to say I love you to another woman. But it's so taboo for a man to say it to another man. Why?
Yep.
Because of our upbringing. Or, you know, our generation, a lot of times it was painted as a picture like a man saying "I love you" to another man is considered gay or homophobic in some type of way. When that's not even the case. And like even I deemed it now normal with everybody who I'm involved. I truly love a stranger
Hmm.
because I see the good in them. And I hope and pray that they see the good in themselves. But even with my students or my players, like when coaches say he loves you, he means it. So they're comfortable in coming and telling me everything. They tell me everything. But it's just like every day is a different day. Every situation may look physically like it's the same situation, but feelings are always different. And I would love to see love being normalized, but unfortunately, upbringing, experiences for other people, different personalities, different mental, different emotional states, like all these different things factor into where a person or people who come intertwined in some kind of way may have either a positive result or a negative result. And that's just like one of the things that had started off that kind of like triggered my mind on regards to I love you. So that's just a little quick snippet on how it triggered this conversation.
Yeah, man. Like, you know what old people used to say, you can't love anybody if you don't love yourself. And I think it's lost in this generation. And I think it's a failure upon not only our generation, but our parents' generation also. I think it's a disconnect in our community that we don't receive the I love yous and the love inside the home. So that stretches out into the streets outside the home, going into
Mhm.
everyday life. I feel like people these days have lost their love with their higher power. Even though I'm agnostic, I believe in the higher power, but I may not believe in particular denomination, right?
Mhm.
So I think people have lost their love for certain things like that. But I also believe that people in these days need men like us, like me, you, educators, people, professionals, things like that, to truly show them like, hey, we love each other. I got friends that are black, white, Asian, um, Arabic, like of any race, creed, or color, nationality, whatever. And we all like this. We tight.
Mhm.
We talk, we shoot the crap with each other. We have deep conversations. Like not only about deep about deep subjects. Some days we could go on, me and you, we get to talking about some colors, some cars, or some other off the wall things like that. But I think as men, like we all are friends. Like, bro, you know how many times we get in a group message and we'll see, hey, bro, I just want to say, hey, thank y'all. I love
Mhm.
y'all. I love y'all for being around, bro. Y'all my motivation. Y'all show me love. Block AB. We go on. We can go. We can go forever with that. Every few days or every couple weeks, we'll see a message like that from one of the 10 people in the group. So like, but being able to say I love you, and as men, we have to get out of this notion that hey, if a man says he loves me, he's thinking on some homophobic or homosexual type thinking. Because regardless, I don't care what you do or who you do. Because what you do or who you do ain't got anything to do with me. Long as you treat me correctly and with respect, I'm gonna give you the love and respect that you want also.
Mhm.
So I think love and respect is both tied into each other. And
Hey, hold up. You, hey, hold up.
in
I don't
order for
wanna
in
go
order
ahead.
for me to give you the love that you want, you have to respect me, and vice versa. So it's all about love and respect. And me respecting you as a person and being able to say I love you, it doesn't change my mind if you're homeless. I don't care, bro. Like one thing made me marry my wife. My wife told me she's like, I don't care if we sleeping on the side of the streets and we ain't got 2 pennies to rub to our name. I'ma love you. Okay then. Like I think people get lost in these social media messages, these social media, these fake relationships, these fake um views of love. Instead of realizing that true love is actually sitting down with a person and be able to say, hey, I love you at the end of the day, regardless of what we go through. Me and you can I swear to God, me and Jeremiah, we argue like cats and dogs every day, every single day. But guess what? Dog, I love you. I hit you up, dog. Love you, dog. All right. And we'll talk. We'll call each other Pop, and he'll call me Pop.
Mhm.
That's an inside joke. But hey, we both said it. We both said it to each other.
It's
Like, and that's
insulting, but we can laugh
yeah,
about it.
yeah, yeah. But through those insults, I think through those insults, we realize, okay, the day that he's not insulting me is the day, oh, we ain't cool. What's going on? Like, if I know Jeremiah's not being a butthole or a to me, I know, bro, what's going on? I ain't hit him up plenty of times. I'm like, dog, because it's some days he won't say anything. I'm like, bro, what's going on? Or he hit me. He was like, bro, you good? Yeah, I'm good. I'm just busy, dog. That's the reason I ain't been responding. I just been ducked off. All right, bro, just making sure you safe.
Hmm. And
And
man, that's
through that,
normalizing everything.
yeah, through that, it's love, dog. We showing each other love by saying the words "I love you." I love you is not only words. I love you is actions. Yeah.
Exactly. And even to piggyback off of that is a lot of times because people feel as though loving someone is almost like just automatic what you do or what your body does. Even a lot of times like it is an action. Like I'm gonna show you that I love you. And granted, we wish that everyone would know, okay, based off my actions, you already know that I love you. No, everybody don't think like that, unfortunately, or everyone don't see that because, like I said, like
Different
people,
cultures, different background.
different cultures, yeah, different background. Like everybody think differently or whatever. Like, I can do a million things for somebody, and they get upset, be like, "You don't love me." What you mean? I did this, I did that, I did that. Like you ain't get no sense of love from. But dog, even with that, go to say that what goes back to the original thought in my mind is hearing it. Because even though I can do any and everything for you, but a lot of times we need to be reminded by
You
hearing the
need that
phrase
affirmation.
"I love you." Yes, because unfortunately, it has a connotation with or it's associated with death. Like too many times I heard people say, like when such and such said, "I love you," I knew they was gonna go do something stupid, or that was the last time I saw them or
Hmm.
heard from them alive. When it shouldn't be that way. Like even with my mom and my grandfather, like I love the fact the relationship that they had with, and I know for her now in her situation that could be the peace for her because of him saying he loved her before he passed away. Now
True.
it could be something peaceful, like even for me. Now I remember exactly the first time I told my father I love him, and he was just like, "Oh, mm-hmm." And a
Hmm.
million things could have been the reason why. It could have been a situation to where he wasn't used to somebody telling him that they loved him, or it could be a situation of him knowing our experiences and our relationship together. He could have probably thought as though he didn't deserve that, or just never knew because up until that point, that could be my first time just formally telling him. So it was something new for him. But man, even after that, leading up years later until once he passed away, like I made sure, like, yo, pops, like I love you. And he shook his head. I made sure, did you hear me? Did you understand? And he nodded
Hmm.
his head real big. And like life sucks in the sense of everybody experience is different. Like I've experienced unconditional love, whether it was from my family members, from friends, from a stranger. Like my grandparents showed me that what unconditional love is supposed to look like. Like my uncles really didn't even deal with me as much when I was young, but their wives or spouses like took me up on their wings and always showed me love. Like it took me turning 18 years old before my uncles like I told some of my uncles like, "Hey, I love you," and they looked at me like, okay, to a point now, shoot. They'll hit me up before I hit them up. Like, yo, Hicks, what you doing? Just checking on your nephew. I love you. I'm like, all right, cool. Well, and man, it's just like normalizing things. I mean, it's not going to take place just one day or one night. Like, you got to be molded into that, work on it. Because, like, even with my uncles, I seen them all have disagreements and stuff, but then they showed me unconditional love because even based off of a disagreement, they still know how to work together, they still know how to come together, to problem solve, to resolve. And I hate it, man. And hate is such a strong word, but man, it hurts my heart, man, when I see people who cannot genuinely love one another. Or my personal experience, I've seen someone who couldn't accept actual unconditional love. So how
Yep.
would you expect that person to be able to give it? And whether I was hurt by this person or that person, this friend, this family member, that family member. Like at the end of the day, like I have love for everybody. I'll tell any person, like even my players, like y'all frustrate the shit out of me.
But I love
But I love you. Now run left.
you.
Like,
But
I
hey,
want. It's like a parent, like with discipline, but it's like I'm only doing this to teach you a lesson. But it's not because I have something against you. It's not because I'm frustrated with somebody else or something taking it out on you.
hmm
No, or whatever it can be, it don't even have to be discipline. It's just going through every single day, like normalizing. It's almost like checking up on a person. Like how you just mentioned how we check up on each other. I can't stand when a person only contacts me because they want something. Like
or to
hit me up.
complain,
Yeah, like hit me
or
up
to
because I'm on your mind or something. And I'll be the first one to tell like I love all my family members, every last one of them, whether it's from my mom's side or my dad's side, whether it's from whoever. And like, no, we do not talk every day. Sure, we don't talk every month or every 3 months, but I will eventually just hit somebody up. Yo, look, you was on my mind. I love you. Because man, the last thing I want is for somebody or for me to be remembered as like
the
I don't know
butthole.
if, but not. I don't care about being remembered as butthole. I'm a Libra. We don't care. But, but I would say just know that like I love you. Like no matter what. Like whether you hear from me every
Yeah,
day or any other day. Like
yeah.
I at least want to be remembered as in like whether it was not at all the time, but when Jeremiah was present or he mentioned something, like I know for a fact he loved me and he loved everyone around him, no matter if it was a stranger or whoever. Man, and that's the whole little thing,
So
bro.
like, yeah, dog. I think you hit the nail on the head, dog. I think you hit the nail on the head, dog. Cause like, bro, like I grew up in a household. Like, hey, my mom went through situations, things like that, all that. But she still told me she loved me. Even though my mom went through her situation, and me living with Pops was very, very different.
Hmm.
But he told me he loved me, dog. And I think a lot of people in this world that don't know how to love or give love, it's because they don't love themselves.
Exactly.
And in order for them to love themselves, like I know you done probably dated a girl like this, or dated a young woman like this. Or I dated a young woman like this. Like I had this girl break up with me. She was like, "I can't love you because I don't love myself," and
Hmm.
I had to take it for. Like I had to sit back and like it took me a while to get over this thing because I was like, I'm like this with her, but she was separated from me, and it took me a while to get over it because it kind of broke my heart. And
Yeah. And it's
and
hard
it
for you
was,
to look past certain things. And dog, that's a tough pill for you to swallow, dog. Like
hmm
I think about it like this. With me, I think every single thing is real. I don't care what it is. Like I believe in unicorns, like every single little thing, only because of your mind processes memories are things that actually are. Like even if it's a fictional book, like this is just not anything. Like there's a word for every little thing. So who came
yep,
up with this word? So I always think about it like this. So like in that incident or that situation, dog, like yes, you are hurt, but when you take the moment to sit back and think about like, bro, mentally, emotionally, dog, like people are
linked
that's
up.
just who are yeah, that's just who they are.
Who
And
they
it's
are,
sad as hit. And like it really and when you
but
realize that you're not really hurt for
you're being selfish.
yourself, you're not really even you being selfish. You're not thinking about self. When you realize that people actually go through that, it's really sad and it hurts you that you couldn't help that person because they
Yeah,
think that of themselves. Like,
yeah.
and
Only reason,
that is true. That is a part of love. Like, in order
yeah.
to give love and receive love, you have to bless you. You have to also be able to feel it within yourself about yourself.
That was a
So
cough, but thank you.
Oh well, you know how you is. But
But like I do agree, dog. But the reason I said it's like you're being selfish is because like you want that person to love you, but you're not realizing that person loves you enough to tell you that, hey, I can't love you the way you want me to love you because I don't love myself. They love you that much to tell you that and be honest and truthful with you.
mm-hmm,
I think love encompasses a lot of different things. For me, love encompasses respect.
mm-hmm,
They trust you, loyalty, all these different things that's encompassed inside of love. It's a way for it to blossom because you have to build the. As I tell my wife all the time, we can't go nowhere if we ain't got a strong foundation. And
mm-hmm.
for our foundation, it's all these little things that add up. Love is on the top. Love is sitting on top of the foundation. If something's off in that foundation, the love ain't gonna work,
Right,
and the love ain't gonna work. So, in order for that to happen, you gotta truly just sit there and be in love with yourself, so you can love somebody else. Like I tell my wife all the time, I thank her for like guiding me out of my dark, my dark hole, and I'm here for her as she go through her things, and that's how you're supposed to be as a spouse.
exactly,
Excuse me,
exactly. Well,
I got
champ
the
man,
hiccups.
I
Sorry.
like to. Are you good, bro? Well, champ man, I would like to thank you for taking a
Yay, yay.
moment out of your time. Well, I would say day, but your night,
A night, yeah.
and had this conversation with me. But specifically, I like to end this podcast like this. Uh, take what resonates with you. As I say all the time, we are not licensed therapists or counselors. These are just topics that we are discussing. If you heard something or agree with something or have a different outlook about something, I hope that it helps you. But when it comes to love, like hey, think of it as a positive thing. Like no matter what, understand and know I love you. We love you. No matter what is going
I
on.
love you.
Hey,
I
exactly.
love you. That's sign language. Or you can just do this. This is sign language too for love.
This man here. But once again, hey, I love you. Hey, be thankful, be grateful, and most of all, be blessed.